Hi everyone, welcome back to Recurve ILF, or hello for the first time for those new viewers. First of all, if you wouldn't mind, if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, helps the channel out big time. Enough of that. Right, today what we're doing, well, we've had a review of the Nik'a S2 limbs. These are the maple fiberglass ones. These are the real cheap, I would say cheap, I don't like saying cheap, but the real budget set of limbs from Nika. So for a beginner, fantastic. They work well, and today we're going to test them out by shooting a half Portsmouth. I've got everything set up down there, got the bow set up here, and as always I'm using the Protoss or the ET11 riser. The limbs, I've got the Nika MT stabilizers, the Elong arrows 3.2mm, homemade string. All the other stuff is exactly the same as what I did with the S7s. All I've done is put the limbs in, made sure center shot was okay, shot 6 arrows just to make sure I was hitting the center. 4 of them were awful, 2 were in the 10, so we'll see how this goes, how I'm shooting. It's early Sunday morning, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon. That's why I'm doing this. So let's see what I can score half Portsmouth with the Windstorm S2 Nika limbs. So here we are back at 18 meters. Well, it's 18.2, which is 20 yards, which is perfect for Portsmouth. I've got a camera set up behind, I've got a camera on the target, and I've got this one looking at me here. Now, I have been working on a few things, drawing, but I have been noticing that this is coming up and I'm leaning back slightly, so I'm going to work on that today as well. Still got to work on the anchor and the alignment, which I'm doing that at the moment. So let's get the bow and start shooting. So no warm up, straight into it. So I can say it's a totally different feel to the N3 limbs that I shoot normally, and it's a different feel from the S7s I use. So let's go and see what I scored. So that was a 56. Grouping was okay actually. As I said, I haven't shot these limbs since I did the review on them. So yeah, they are feeling a bit different, but see how they go. Round 2. That end wasn't as good, just seems to be moving to the left a bit. I think it's me. Had a couple of good shots in there, but 3 bad ones, so let's go and see. So that was a 51. As I said, thought they were a bit on some of those. It could be how the limbs feel to draw through the clicker, don't know, but there's something different there definitely. Round 3. So I was a bit distracted by the cat there. That's Shrody again. Very, very talkative. Couple of low ones. The others were okay, but yeah, it's definitely getting used to this bow and how it shoots different. And I reckon because it's slower, that it is affecting the stiffness of the arrows as well, because the arrows have got a tendency to be going to the left, which shows that they're shooting a bit stiff. But that's okay, I can compensate for that. But that's round 3, so let's go and mark. So that was a 55 and I had 2 in the 8, so the others were pretty good. Yeah, we'll talk about what I think when we finish. So N4. And I'm trying to get this in before it rains. End of N4, and I think I'm beginning to fill some spots, so let's go and mark these, shoot the last end as quickly as possible. 5th and final end, let's see how we get on. Final end, go and mark, tally up, give you my thoughts. So that is the half Portsmouth done. Now I believe I've had a 271 with the S7 Glory limbs, 280s with my N3 limbs, and this one has just scored me a 275. So I believe that I am getting better with my shot, more consistent. I'm working on my anchor at the moment, so that is becoming more consistent. However, the limbs themselves, they're slower, and it made the arrows stiffer. So this is one thing that I have noticed. The slower the limbs, even at the same poundage, it affects the spine of the arrows. These are 800s, I believe. Let me just check. There's my other ones. Yeah, these are 800s. Now these on a 30-pound bow are showing stiff. Sorry, with the S2 limbs are showing stiff. The S7s were showing dead on, and the N3s are showing a little bit weak. So it shows the difference between all three, and it does quite a lot. It took me a while to get right. I had one end of 51 there, and the others were not too bad after that. Last end was a 58. So just goes to show that I was slightly aiming off the centre and these were going in. Still a bit to the right, but they were working. So you can score decent scores with budget limbs. Simple as that. And these are the cheapest limbs you can get from Nika in the ILF format. Well worth a look at if you're beginning. And also if you're working up from an injury and you want some cheap limbs just to build up strength. These do stack a little bit on the back end compared to the other ones I'm used to, so I had to get used to that as well. But they still worked, and you've seen the score there of a 275. Happy with that. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like, subscribe, all the other good things YouTube want you to do. Thank you again for watching. And the other big thing, keep shooting, because it's the only way you're going to get better. And I will catch you next time. And good luck for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, as you're supposed to be coming into summer. Weather's going to get better, and as you can see, it's cloudy. Supposed to get some rain today here. Coming into autumn, winter. Catch you next time. Bye bye for now.